When jealousy makes you see your own family as enemies, will you stay silent and let it quietly kill love, or dare to stop before repeating the tragedy of Cain killing Abel? If that question has ever crossed your mind, I invite you not to scroll away. Watch this video until the end. The story of Cain and Abel is not just an old page in the Bible. It is a clear mirror of the cracks in families today. It is about brothers looking at each other with jealous eyes. It is about angry words that later fill us with regret. This story will show you the consequences of jealousy. After being driven out of the Garden of Eden, Adam and Eve began a new life on dry, harsh ground. There was no longer a garden full of fruit. They had to break the soil with their own hands and fight against the burning sun and violent storms. In the middle of all that hardship, God did not abandon them. He blessed them with a firstborn son. Eve held the baby close to her heart and said with tears in her eyes,
"With the help of the Lord, I have brought forth a man."
They named him Cain, which means acquired or possessed, to remember that this child was a gift from the hand of God. Years later, Eve gave birth to another son. The baby had a gentle face and clear eyes that seemed to reflect the whole sky. They named him Abel, which means breath or vapor, something fragile but tender. In their simple tent, the cries and laughter of these two boys echoed through the cold, windy nights. Those sounds comforted their parents after that first great fall in human history. Time passed and the two brothers grew up. Cain, strong and weathered by the sun and wind, chose to work the soil. From early dawn, he was in the fields, a hoe on his shoulder, sowing seed into the rocky ground. Abel was quiet and gentle. He chose to be a shepherd. He preferred the company of his flock to the noise of people. Every morning he led his sheep to green hillsides, and every evening he counted them one by one as he brought them safely back to the fold. Both Cain and Abel were taught by their parents to give thanks to God. He is the one who sends rain and sunshine in the right season. He makes the earth bear fruit and the flocks multiply. One day the two brothers decided to offer sacrifices to God as a sign of their reverence. For the first time, they were fully aware that everything they had, whether grain or fattened lambs, was a gift from him. Cain walked through his fields, golden sheaves of grain, baskets of vegetables, and all kinds of fruit lay before him. He gathered some of them and arranged them neatly, but he kept the biggest and best bundles of grain for the family and for himself. The rest, the good enough part, he brought as his offering. In Cain's mind, giving is giving. As long as he brought something, the duty was done. Abel was different. He walked slowly among his sheep as they grazed. He gently touched each animal and knew their voices well. He knew which ones were strong, which ones were weak, and which ones were the precious firstborn of the flock. After a time of prayer, Abel chose the firstborn lambs, the fat, unblemished ones. Keeping them would be better for the future of the flock. But Abel wanted to give God the very best he had. He whispered, "Lord, everything I have is from you. Please accept this small offering from my sincere heart." The day of the offering came. On a high rock, the two brothers built a simple altar. Cain placed on it the products of his fields, grain, fruits, and vegetables. Abel brought the firstborn lambs and prepared the sacrifice with reverence and fear of God. Smoke from both offerings rose into the sky in the afternoon wind. Cain watched closely. His heart pounded. He was eager and anxious to see what would happen. God, who sees everything, looked straight into their hearts. He looked with favor on Abel's offering and on his humble and trusting heart. Abel felt a deep peace fill his soul, as if God himself were very near. But Cain's offering was not received in the same way. He heard no blessing. He felt no peace, only a heavy emptiness inside. Immediately, Cain's face fell and grew dark. He refused to look inside himself to see his own lack of sincerity. Instead, he turned his eyes on his brother with jealousy.
Why does God favor him?
He thought.
I work under the sun all day in the fields. He just walks around with a few sheep. Yet in the end, only his offering is accepted.
Bitter thoughts, like sharp thorns, began to pierce his heart. In his love, God did not leave Cain alone in his anger. He came near and asked it,
Cain, why are you angry? Why is your face downcast? If you do what is right, will you not be accepted? But if you do not do what is right, sin is crouching at your door. It desires to have you, but you must rule over it.
This warning was like a hand reaching out to Cain, inviting him to turn back before it was too late. But Cain did not let God's words sink into his heart. Instead of listening, he fed his anger. Every time he saw Abel smile or talk with their parents, Cain felt compared, threatened, and pushed aside. He began to avoid Abel's eyes. His voice toward his brother grew cold. Abel sensed that something was wrong, but he was too gentle and shy to know how to bridge the distance or pull his brother back. One day, when the sun was near its highest point, Cain called out,
Abel, let's go out to the field. I want to show you some new ground.
His voice sounded casual, but underneath was the hard stone of a deadly decision. Abel suspected nothing. He happily grabbed his shepherd's staff and walked with his brother. The empty fields stretched out before them. The wind blew across the furrows wet with Cain's sweat. It tossed Abel's hair as they walked side by side, but the distance in their hearts was deeper than any road between them. When they reached a lonely place far from any human eye, Cain stopped. Images flooded his mind, his rejected offering, the calm peace on Abel's face, the warning voice of God. All of it crashed together and burst into a raging fire of anger. In a blind moment, Cain lunged forward and shoved Abel hard. Abel fell to the ground. Caught off guard, he only had time to call out his brother's name before the blows began to rain down on him. Dust rose, its cries of pain tore through the air and then faded into a terrible silence. When the wind died down, Abel's body lay still on the ground. His eyes were open in shock, as if he still could not believe that the one who killed him was the brother who had once held his hand through so many seasons of childhood. Cain stood there breathing heavily, staring at his blood-stained hands in disbelief. The silence of the field pressed down on him. In panic, he dragged his brother's body to a corner and tried to hide it. He told himself,
No one will know. It will all pass.
but no matter how dark the sky became, no matter how hard the wind blew, Cain could not erase the red stain on the ground. How could he hide the truth from the one who sees everything? God called out.
Cain, where is your brother Abel?
This question was not because God did not know. It was a last chance for Cain to confess and repent. But Cain answered coldly.
I don't know. Am I my brother's keeper?
Then God said,
What have you done? Your brother's blood cries out to me from the ground. Now you are cursed from the ground. When you work the soil, it will no longer yield its crops for you. You will be a restless wanderer on the earth.
The judgment fell like a flash of lightning, tearing open the sky. Cain realized in terror that his crime could not be hidden and had brought a terrible punishment on him. Cain trembled and cried,
My punishment is more than I can bear. Tada, you are driving me from the land. I must hide from your face. I will be a restless wanderer on the earth, and whoever finds me will kill me.
In his protest, there was fear, but also selfishness. Cain worried for his own life, but never once mentioned the life of his brother, the one he had already taken. Even so, God showed mercy. He said, Not so. Anyone who kills Cain will suffer vengeance 7 times over. Then God placed a special mark on Cain. Whoever met him would know he belonged under God's judgment and must not take his life. Cain left his family and the land near Eden. He went east and lived as a wanderer, carrying in his soul a wound that would never heal on its own. From that day on, every step Cain took on the dry earth felt like he was walking on the cry of Abel's blood. Whenever he saw a younger sibling hugging an older one, whenever he heard children laughing and playing, he remembered Abel's gentle face in that final moment. All of it had started from a small seed of jealousy that he did not control, from an anger he refused to stop. Because of that, he lost his family, his homeland, and the peace of his own heart. The story of Cain and Abel is not only the tragedy of the first 2 brothers on earth. It is also a warning for each of us today. Do not let a small spark of jealousy or a fleeting evil thought grow into a fire that burns down your whole life and shatters the people you love most. If the story of Cain and Abel has touched you, please help share this message with others. Click like, subscribe to the channel, and leave a comment about what moved you most in this story. Every interaction from you is like a small seed. Those seeds can help many other hearts wake up from jealousy and return to the path of love.